All right, so if we today is Wednesday the 18th, and what I want you to do is if we log on to the team, we're going to go through a few things. Let me just pull it up on this board. You can tell me what the code is up there. Thank you. All right, are we all in? So M2, and we're going to. So just to recap, we've got the lessons and things from Monday and Tuesday. We also have the worksheet that we were working on. The book is in here as well. So what I want us to do is, if we go down to Math Chat, I put this mind map on here, okay? I'm not sure how this is going to work, but what I want everyone to do is, if you can click on it, it's a mind map to do with the areas of 2D shapes. So this is what I've put into it already. And what I want you to do is to add stuff to it, okay? So far we've covered areas of different shapes. I want everyone to add something to the mind map so we can see what we have learned, okay? So you can look back in the unit or in the textbook if you're unsure. Okay, so we got lots of formulas for different shapes. We've worked out areas of many 2D shapes. You can input the areas, pictures, shapes, questions, any other interesting or relevant info, okay? So if you can please have a look at that now and see if we can add stuff to it. I'm not sure how it's going to work because I've not used this type before, but if you could play about with it and let's see what information we can get added to it, okay? You may need to log in. You can log in using a Gmail or you can just put in your email address and it should work, okay? But we'll see how we get on with it. Okay, this is good. And then if we can start adding the formulas on here as well for the areas of these shapes and some pictures, that would be great. So area of a triangle, let's see, we've already got, so this is nice. So if you're not sure how to do these types of things, you can use the snipping tool on your computer. Let me find a nice picture. Alright, this is a nice one. I'm going to use this. I'm going to snip it. Copy it. And then put it in. That's not the right thing, it's this one. No, I don't want to do that. Alright, so you can play about with that. It's not the most amazing piece of software, but we can play about with it and hopefully get more stuff added to it. But what we're going to do for now is, if we can, we're going to have a look at question 5, okay, from the worksheet that we were looking at yesterday, okay? We've had a look at the question 4 from yesterday. Let's have a look at question 5. So if we can just take a note, okay, so if you can just grab a piece of paper and I will put it on here. All right, so we're going to write this down, please. Okay, we're going to write this down. Nope, you're going to write it so you have it complete in your notes, please. And our title is Finding the Radius when we know Right. Finding the radius when we know the area. And today is the 18th. Okay, so we're going to have a look at question 5a as an example. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a little sketch. And what we're trying to work out is, in this question, the radius, okay? We're trying to work out what the radius is. Now we're told in the question that the area is equal to 100 centimeters squared, okay? So the area is 100. All right, so what do you think the first thing is we're going to do here? We're trying to work out what the radius is. This time we're told what the area is. What do we think? What do we think? What do we know about area of a circle? What is the area of a circle? Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Right, that's the formula for our area of a circle. Good. Do we know what the radius is, though? No, that's what we're trying to find out. Do we know what pi is? Yes. What is pi? Someone else? Someone else other than Rajan? Yep, good, Amaya. 3.14. And do we know what the area is? Yes. What's the area in the question? It's 100, right. So let's put in all the information we know, okay? So the area is 100. We know what pi is. I'm just going to leave it as pi. But I don't know what the radius is. Actually, I tell you what, let's just put it, let's write it as 3.14. Right, so I've got 100 equals 3.14 times r squared. How are we going to find out what r is? I'm just going to tidy this up. How are we going to find out what r is? What could we do? Yes, Dana. Right, we're going to divide, first off, both sides by 3.14. Cool. I'm going to use my calculator. So I've got 100 divided by 3.14. Good. Okay, so that gives me 31.847. And what does that equal? If I'm dividing both sides by 3.14, what have I left with on the right-hand side? Yeah, just r squared, right, good. So I've got r squared equals this amount. So how do I figure out what r is? How do I get rid of the squared part? What's it? Well, not dividing. What's the opposite of squaring something? What's the opposite of squaring something? Well, d-squaring, not d-squaring. Square rooting, okay? So you have to take the square root of both sides. We're going to take the square root of both sides. So, and I can do that using my button here. So this is my square root button. Okay, so the square root, and I want to do it of all of that number. So I'm using the answer button. So the square root of all of that number that we got, 31.847, equals, yeah, 5.64. So I can write my answer as 5.64. What's on the right-hand side then? If I'm squaring it, sorry, if I'm square rooting it, what do I get? Just r. Good. So r equals, the radius is 5.64. So it's just like we're working backwards, okay? The important thing to remember is the opposite of squaring something is, say it, square rooting. Yep, opposite of squaring is square rooting. And it's this button that you're looking for on your calculator, okay? So just to kind of quickly go through again, we had our 100. We divided by 3.14, and then we took the square root of it. So it's like we're working backwards. Cool, so that's how we're going to go about question 5, okay? Make sense? So what I want us to do today is have a look at the rest of these questions. So we've already had a good go at question 1 and question 2. Question 4 was the questions that we looked at yesterday. So we've got either half the shape or a quarter of the shape or 3/4. Question 5, we are now we're working backwards to find out the radius, okay? So if we have a look at those, and then question 6 afterwards, okay? So we can have a look at the question sheet, and we can also work on this as well. I'm happy for you to look at this, but I do want these questions looked at, okay? And it'd be nice to kind of get some more info in here. I'll play about with this as well to make it look a bit nicer, okay? Any questions? Yes, you can do this, but I want the question sheet done as well, okay? The question sheet is important. Okay, and this is how you go about question 5a. If you're unsure about question 4, it's in the video from yesterday, okay?